So to demonstrate what goofy trap is, I remade this beat. And in this video, I'm going to break down the exact formula that every single one of these beats follows. Alright, what's good YouTube? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how BNYX makes the hardest, most unique, goofy trap beats for Yeat. Real quick before the video starts, if you want any of the drum sounds or samples that I use in this tutorial, there's a link in the description where you can download them completely free. Instagram and Twitter, finnafinessebeatz, make sure to go follow that. And yeah, let's get into the video. So to demonstrate what goofy trap is, I remade this beat. So for those who don't know, that's Out the Way by Yeat, and it's a perfect example of this style that BNYX made. So the first sound comes out of 𝐿𝕋𝔹𝕊ℎ𝐿𝐿. It's called time bass B fly 1, and it plays these basic chords as well as these pluck sounds that sound like this. The next sound comes out of Purity, and it's a bass synth preset playing as a lead called 𝐸𝐷 1. And then the next sound comes out of Purity, and it's called Piano Mood EP, and it plays this bell melody like this that plays on top of the original melody. Another preset that comes out of Purity from the bass synth library called 𝐾𝐸𝐿 that plays this simple stab that hits twice like this. And then finally a bell and perk sound called 𝐶𝐾𝐈𝐒 that also comes from Purity that just plays these notes right at the very end. When I say goofy trap, I'm mainly talking about the bounce that comes with the beat itself. It's very goofy, and the reason it sounds so goofy is because, for one, there's lots of pluck sounds and short stabs, a lot of cheap sounds, you know, not high quality sounds. That's why Purity is so good for these types of beats. And apart from the main roads that play right here, there's no real sound that's really dominant, and there's a lot of sounds playing in the beat and a lot of different melodies playing on top of each other that gives it a very goofy bounce once played together. Also, BNYX plays all his stuff by hand, well, at least most of his stuff by hand, and that's why you can see here, for example, with this lead sound, it's not necessarily on time, as well as the velocities are not all the same. They're all changed out and humanized, and that's really a big key to making these types of beats. So that being said, everything together now sounds like this. So all the people who remake these beats tend to use the Spinz 808, and it's not actually the Spinz 808, it's this whole different 808 called the Yeat 808. You can get that 808 in my new Waves Volume 1 drum kit. And then all the other drum sounds are very simple, but like we were just saying with the melody, there's a lot of them and none of them are taking up a whole lot of space, but collectively when played together, they fill the entire beat. Here's the hi-hat pattern. For this, there's an effects spinal playing right here to give it a little bit of a pitch bend when it hits. And that's also a very common thing with the hi-hats. There's a lot of sounds that pitch up and down and have pitch bends, and that's a big key to making these goofy type of beats. So to show you what I'm talking about, this is what all these drum sounds together sound like. As for the bass sounds, this is a very common thing. It's not just one sound taking up the entire rhythm. It's a bunch of different sounds hitting at different points, which gives it that goofy feel. Like for example, if I just took the Yeat 808 and I played it by itself and didn't have the additional bass sounds, it would sound like this. But if we remove these notes right here and replace them with, by the way, exact preset, this goofy bass sound, and another 808 that's very common with these types of beats that hacked my Instagram, aka Distorted Spinz 808, we get a bounce like this. Finally, there's this bell sound that plays right at the end and has, like, again, pitches up and down, like it's wishy-washy McGee. And then finally, classic Lex Luger slap clap that everyone uses, but just has a note that plays right at the end here to change it up a little bit and give it a different bounce. And that's the last thing I want to bring up, is that with Yeat beats, there's a lot of sounds that in the second half, aka this second half, this side of the beat, there's always like a sound that comes in, like little sounds just to make it way more unique. So yeah, with that being said, one last time, everything together sounds like this. Okay, so with all these things in mind, I'm going to make a beat from scratch with all the things I just talked about. So the first thing I did was I did a similar kind of like pluck melody to the one that we did in Out the Way, and I played this goofy melody. And that just plays on loop. First thing I did was just a simple kind of like the lead thing. I played this just FL key stab, same sound again. And then finally, to add more variation, I add this very simple pluck lead that when playing on top of the keys actually sound really cool. also created variations of the first melody, add change-ups because I want to make it a little bit more different. So literally the only thing I did was I just messed with the pitches of these notes and deleted some of these, as well as kind of wrote this in here. First variation sounds like this. It's just looping that. And the other one sounds like this. It's like that being said, I'm going to make the drums. I kind of just copied over the old project file from the Out the Way remake, and so I kept the same general drums. I just changed a few of them. I had this clap. All these sounds linked in the description, but they're also all from the New Waves Volume 1 drum kit, so I get that. Kind of fire. Low key, like I don't even want to, I mean, I'll try to add presets, but like honestly, people may call it stupid, maybe it's not fire, I don't know, but I think it's pretty fire the way it's just hitting with the FL keys and like no other sounds. It's like as cheesy as it can be. It's literally just FL key roads. Let's see what it sounds like if I layer sounds. Yeah, honestly, like now that I think of it, no way. I'm not adding a sound. I don't care what anyone says. I like it just with the FL keys. And it's fire because it's cheap. It sounds like the person who's rapping on it could have made it. You know what I mean? It's not like, I get it, some of y'all are too good to make cheap beats, simple beats. It's 9 hours long, multi-side compression, 9 layers, 32 pads. What if I like pitch this down? Hold up, let me get that pitch wheel. This might be crazy. I don't care. I think it's fire. I think it's hilarious. Yeah, honestly, I'm not going to touch the beat anymore. Simple pluck sounds, cheap sounds, giddy, goofy bounce, a lot of rising up and down, pitch bending sounds, simple hi-hat patterns, lots of patterns. This, the Yeat 808, changes in bass sounds and variations to make it a 16-bar loop instead of an 8-bar loop. And if you do those things, you'll make a wavy, unique, goofy Yeat beat like BNYX. If you want the actual file for the remake, I'll link that in the description for you guys as well. Make sure to join the 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐳 Discord to send loops, ask me questions, submit feedback, whatever. And let me know what kind of video you guys want me to do next. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.